Hey YouTube, just going to give you a little update on my Glock 27 here. I know there's tons of them out there, but I'm bored, and so I'm going to do one. So you can see, got it in this holster. You can see the review and update on this holster on my channel if you want. Still holding up well, use it mostly every day. So let's get this clear here. Good to go. It's a safe direction also for all you safety Nazis. Well, I have these magazines here. I just wanted to go over some things here. When I got these, I was unable to load 9 rounds in them, and I don't know if you can really see by those holes or not, but they only have 8 rounds in right now. The spring tension in these things was incredibly high, and still is when I got it, that I couldn't even remotely get 9 rounds in these things. It was hard enough to get 8 in them, even with the magazine load helper thing you get with it. After a while of working them, like I unloaded them and reloaded them and left them with rounds in there and just worked the spring, let that relax a bit. I was still only able to get 9 rounds in one of them. I'm not sure which one it is. I don't mark my magazines. I probably should, but I don't. But I was finally able to get 9 in there just barely in one of them, and the other one I still can't. I don't know which one, but problem is when I did get the 9 in there, when I went to load it into the gun here, like it would get to this point and then would just stop. Like the spring tension wouldn't allow it to seat in there at all. So if I wanted to do that, I would have to get this back, put this in, and then release it. Then I have 1 in the chamber, and then 6 or 8 in the mag. Sorry. And then even that, when I would shoot it, it would fire that first round and then would misfeed the next one. It wouldn't fully seat in there. And so the slide would be locked like that, misfeed, whatever. I don't know why that is, but and then if I got that one in there, then it would fire the rest just fine. So I think it's because of the tension in these magazines is so high that it's causing the misfeed, whatever. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna try it tomorrow when I go to the range, and if it's still doing that, I'm gonna call Glock and see what they can tell me to do, whatever. See what they want me to try or send it to them, whatever. But other than that, they are fine. When I have 8 in there, it's perfectly fine. I mean, 1 round short's not a big deal, but obviously it's supposed to have 9, so I want it to have 9. And being a Glock and their reputation, everything like that, it should have 9 in it. So we'll see. I might update or do something with that when I talk to them. But there's that. So here's the gun. Probably the first thing you can notice, I think. My light's pretty bad here. Sorry, guys. It's a dark day out and I'm sitting on my living room floor, but I have this grip tape on here, and if you've seen Hickok 45's videos, you can tell that I totally ripped off of his idea. So if you're watching this, thanks for the idea. But yeah, I just went to my local sporting goods store, got some of that board deck tape or whatever for skateboards, a big old like 3-foot long sheet of it for like $4. It's just that sandpaper grippy stuff. And I barely used any of it, so I still have a huge sheet of it left. Probably last me the rest of my lifetime if I wanted to. But I just did 2 strips here for these fingers, make sure I can get all the way up that grip, and then all the way along this back where my hand sits. Right here's where the web is, and then down here in the palm of my hand. Then I put a strip there and a strip there to cock if I need to. I don't really ever use it, but hey. And then I got 1 up here because I like to put my finger up here. Probably shouldn't, but it's a small gun, so that's where my hand ends up. One thing I didn't think about when I put this on here, I was just thinking about the grip and everything, and I saw Hickok's video and I was like, well, that's a brilliant idea, so I did it. Well, this is my carry gun, so when I carry it in this holster, this whole side is exposed to my skin, and that will tear the shit out of your skin. It sucked the first time I did it because I didn't even notice until I left my house. So I spent about 4 hours with this just tearing the shit out of my skin, came back all red and bleeding and everything else. So I started wearing an undershirt underneath this between my skin and the gun, and even then after about an hour it starts tearing through that shirt. Not like tearing through, but you could feel it like scraping you through the shirt. And on the outside here, this grips your outer shirt, so it can tend to like pull it up, and then it doesn't let it settle back down, so you'll eventually, the shirt will ride up so far that everybody can see it. So what I started doing, I was carrying an undershirt on this side between me and the gun, and then in here, this is a tuckable holster, so I tuck the t-shirt in there, and then I wear usually long sleeve t-shirts for this time of year over top of that, so it kind of sandwiched it in there, and then had a shirt to cover everything. My goal is to get a Colster or Super Tuck or something like that where it has leather here, so that'll keep my skin covered, and I'll just wear like 2 shirts over top, one to catch all this stuff and then one to cover it, but we'll see. So I think I'm just going to leave this on here, tough it out until I can get one of those, and then give it a try, and then if it still doesn't work, I'll take this off. But I really like it for the shootability because it helps keep a hold on this thing because it kicks like a mule. This little tiny gun with 40 in it, but other than that, the gun itself, still really like it. And it's a Glock, so what do you expect? It's going to be reliable, whatever. Only had 2 problems other than those mag feed problems. I had 2 misfires, but that was because of the ammo. I was using Remington UMC, the big box, the 250 mega pack, and I had 2 that just didn't fire when they were when I pulled the trigger. That was the ammo. The gun hit the primer perfectly, and it just didn't go off. So I don't know if no powder or bad primer or what the deal was, but other than that, gun's good. I mean, it's not like a real fun to shoot, I wouldn't say. Because, I mean, get 50 rounds through this and it can start beating up your hand pretty good. But so I wouldn't say it's fun, but it's definitely doable. It's not like going to hurt your hand. It's not like break hands or anything like that. Being small and short, it's not as accurate as a full size. I don't shoot it as well as my XDM, full size XDM, but this is accurate. About I'd say 25 yards, I can get 4-inch groups, probably better. But I'm not a real good shot either with it, so. It's definitely accurate. There's plenty of accuracy videos on YouTube of it. The finish is holding up in the holster. It's kind of like dries out the front of this slide, but really all I have to do is wipe it and color comes back to it. So it's holding up. The gun's holding up overall really well. I just keep it clean and fires really well. So I would definitely recommend this. Like I said, it's a Glock. It's gonna go. It's gonna last. It's gonna be reliable. It's gonna be accurate. So. There's really not a whole lot more to say about that. I just wanted to talk about the mag issues and then give you something to think about before you put grip tape all over your gun and then try to carry it. I didn't think it through, so hopefully you will. So you're at least not surprised like I was for some stupid reason. But also I was going to put extended controls on here, but I decided for carry purposes I'd rather keep it flat. And these are, I can articulate these just fine. I just wanted to make them bigger originally when I got the gun, but now I'm pretty set on these, keeping it just stock and smooth so I'm not catching on anything. What I do want to do is I want to get the smooth trigger, because from what I hear it improves, and actually sometimes if I shoot too many with this it'll start giving me a blister on my trigger finger from these grooves. So I want to get one of those, but I can't find one. Seems like they're all out of stock or nobody has them or whatever, so I'm going to keep looking. But other than that, I really like this gun, and yeah, I would recommend it to anybody. So have fun, be safe.